It's the Kangaroo Coach's Corner, brought to you by Mike's Westside Rental. It's been 11 years since the Weatherford Kangaroo football team was in the playoffs, and here we are back in the playoffs again. Exciting times for Weatherford against the Arlington Colts this coming Friday night on 102.5 and 88.5 FM with a 7 o'clock kickoff. After this, from Mike's Westside Rental, we'll talk to Billy Mathis and special guest Mark Zimmer, the defensive coordinator for the Weatherford Kangaroos.
We all know Mike's Westside Rental is the place to go for everything from digging to dancing. But don't let the name fool you. Mike's Westside Rental in Weatherford is pleased to announce that we are now an authorized full sales and service dealer for Echo power equipment and Skag zero-turn mowers. That's right, Echo trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws are all for sale at Mike's Westside Rental. Now you can own the best yard equipment on the market with the industry's best 5-year consumer warranty. And while you're at it, mow your lawn with the best zero-turn mowers available, Skag mowers. Skag is the #1 choice of professional landscapers, but they also build a great line of homeowner zero-turns as well, for lot sizes from 1 to 100 acres. Be sure to check us out online at mikesrental.com and like us on Facebook for deals and giveaways. Or just come in and see us at 449 Southwest Rick Williamson Highway. That's Mike's Westside Rental.
It's the Kangaroo Coach's Corner, playoff edition from Mike's Westside Rental. Brent Baker here in the studio, and I'm very happy to be joined by a head coach who looks a little bit different today. You can't see him, it's radio, but it's Billy Mathis, and he's got a mohawk. This has to be playoff related. Right?
Absolutely playoff related. Last week before the game, the boys are talking about, hey, Coach, when we win this game, will you cut your hair? I said, yeah, I'll cut my hair. I'll do whatever you want to my hair. I said, what about bleaching it blonde and cutting into a mohawk? I said, deal, done. We win, we make the playoffs. I'm all about it. I'll do whatever it takes. So
it's a blonde mohawk, and it's real.
I asked for the Brian Bosworth, and the lady down in the Elite Salon, she kind of looked at me like, who?
Who?
Said he was a bad dude.
Oh, yeah, he was a bad dude. Hey, we're happy to have another special guest, too, Mark Zimmer, the defensive coordinator for the Weatherford Kangaroos. Coach, congratulations to you, too.
Thank you very much. Kids worked hard and earned it.
They sure did. Let's talk about it. It's been 11 years since this team made the playoffs. And to be honest with you, most of those years they weren't very close to making the playoffs. And here we are. We're talking about a team that got in, that deserved it, and that hit it with a punctuation, with an exclamation point last Friday night against LD Bell. You guys must be really proud.
Very proud, very proud. We're proud of the hard work, everything that the boys have been doing, just like Coach said, excited for what they've earned. And it goes back to, really and truly, it goes back a long ways. It goes back to when these, to the groups that run the Optimist Club and, the Weatherford Youth Association, building off of what they've done. These kids, loving football enough to go play and put in all this, all the way up to, what Coach Nelms and Coach Holt and those guys did before we got here of, building this base so that these guys had this opportunity. And we came in and just built off of everything that had been put in place and put our stamp on it and, try to come in here and just perfect it, try to make it as perfect of a football program as we can. So, and the boys bought in. They're excited about it. They've worked their tails off, during the off season, during the summer, 2-a-days, and my goodness, good how fast it's gone. But wow. Just excited about this opportunity. Just excited for our young men. Excited for our town. I know there's been a lot of buzz going around.
There is a buzz.
There needs to be because this is exciting. Our town deserves this. This is a wonderful town, and they deserve a football team that's going to go to the playoffs and make them proud.
Peyton Hudson had a good game Friday night. 5 catches, 135 yards, and a touchdown. Of course, Ken Seals, 256 yards in the air, 3 touchdowns. Offensively, we'll talk about defense in a minute, Coach Zimmer, but offensively, you got the job done when you needed it the most. You got the yards when you needed the yards the most Friday night.
That's right. And Peyton does a great job every week, and all our receivers do. And it's just a credit to them. For what they do. They get out there and run the routes hard, but I tell you what they do really well. They go out there and they block hard. And you go and watch a lot of video, and a lot of receivers don't go out, when it's their turn to get the ball, they run the route hard, but when not, sometimes other teams don't. But our boys, they go out there, whether they're getting the ball or not, they're running the routes hard, they're blocking hard. There's a lot of pride, a lot of selflessness. They're very team-oriented in what we do. So, Peyton and the rest of the guys, very proud of them, excited for what they did.
I've always said that this is the ultimate team sport, and it really showed. Coach Mark Zimmer with us, the defensive coordinator. This late in the ball game, LD Bell made a push, and this wasn't over until a few minutes to go. But your defense stepped up when it needed to.
Yeah, we did. That's what we've tried to focus a lot on being aggressive. And we tell the kids in the pregame, it's a 4-quarter football game, and you've got to be ready for it. And we came out a little slow, and LD Bell, they had nothing to lose, and so they were throwing some things at us, toss, pass, and things that we'd kind of talked about, but it's still the element of surprise. They came over and I was like, guys, it's a 4-quarter football game. You just got to keep playing. We got a lead, and kind of made them one-dimensional, make them have to throw it, which kind of lends itself to us. We're going to try to put pressure on the quarterback, and it worked out for us. But, once again, the kids earned it. You think 10-week season, now they earned it. Well, it goes way back to last off season.
Yeah.
Lifting weights early in the morning, running track. In the summer, when everybody else is out of school, they're there 4 days a week, lifting, running. And that's the whole thing, is these kids have committed. It's easy to show up on Fridays and play, but, the price has already been paid, and these young men deserve everything.
Billy Mathis, Mark Zimmer, Kangaroo Coach's Corner. Coach Mathis, talk about the celebration on Friday night. When you found out, first of all, you were hearing on the PA that Trinity was beating Richland and beating them badly, so you knew that was out of the way.
Yes, sir.
Then you finish it up. I know you didn't relax till the last second went off the clock. Talk about the celebration and talk about how the kids reacted.
I tell you, the best thing was just seeing the way the boys' eyes lit up and the smiles on their face, and just a pure joy of watching their bodies jump up and down and just being so excited. And then all the fans coming on, that was even more entertaining, watching grown men get out there and cry.
Were they going on the field? I was here in the studio. Were they actually getting out there on the field?
After we shook hands.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like a college game with somebody.
They didn't tear down the goalpost or anything.
But they did, when they got out there and, and all the pictures and everything, and
yeah,
it was good. It was great. It was, get that relief off your shoulder.
Yeah.
Right? So
they'll never forget that.
They won't. They won't ever forget it. And they should have been excited, and they celebrated the way it's supposed to have been done. It was unbelievable. It's a great feeling. It is. And we're talking to the boys about the feeling that they had Friday night. Let's not forget this. Let's not be satisfied. That's been our whole, everything that we stand behind this week. All right, we've accomplished one goal. We've got to the playoffs, but we're not satisfied with just getting here and playing in the first round. We've got a great opponent ahead of us, the Arlington Colts. Coach Scott Peach does a great job. Been there forever. His dad was a legend. Passed away, I believe, last year. And, they're a good football team. I think they've lost 3 games in the last 2 years.
And none this year.
10-0, very athletic, very fast. And that's just the way it is. Every team that when you get to the playoffs is going to be a good team.
You bet.
Almost 99% of the teams get to the playoff are very good, and they are. But so are we. And we're not satisfied with just getting here. And we've had a great week of practice. The boys, you can tell getting that weight off their shoulders because we've been flying around. There's a different feeling out there at practice this week. Everybody's a lot more focused, and we've done a great job being focused this year. But you can just tell there's a difference in the air, the way we're running around and practicing, the way we're going at it, the way we're preparing, which excites us as coaches.
Coach Zimmer, you guys have a challenge Friday night. Jahari Rogers, junior quarterback, 1,400 yards in the air, but he may be more dangerous on the ground. He's averaging almost 7 yards a carry. He had 222 rushing yards against Lamar last week. What do you do with Jahari Rogers?
Tackle him. We went and watched him play Lamar last Thursday. Coach Christensen and I went over there and watched him, and he's special. for Kangaroo fans, he's very comparable to Michael Black from Haltom.
Yeah.
And I agree. He's definitely more dangerous running the football than throwing it, but he can throw it well enough. We're going to try to confuse him. We're going to try to put pressure on him and make him make decisions. This is his first year to play quarterback. He was a receiver last year.
Is that right?
And so we're going to try to make him make decisions in a real quick hurry. And at the same time, we're going to try to contain him, and it's the game of football. They're going to practice this week too. And I've told the guys all week, he's going to make plays. Somebody get him on the ground. Let's play one more snap. And that's the way we're going to approach it. And, they have some personnel groupings that we've looked at that we think are favorable for us. And so, it starts with not Mr. Rogers, but it starts with us.
Right.
11 guys doing their job, running to the football. 11 beats 1 every time.
Well, you've had a lot of good running quarterbacks you've faced this year, all the way from the beginning of the season with the second game, North Crowley, and like you said, Haltom, and I think Birdville had a really good one. I mean,
San Angelo.
I mean, you've had some. So at least you've faced that.
Yes.
All year long.
Yes, sir. Yeah, this won't be our initial challenge.
Yeah. Coach Mathis, any changes? Everybody healthy?
Well, everybody's healthy except for Wes. Wes Hanson went down last week. It's no secret. Wes is, he's one of our top guys, not only offensively, but just as a team leader, as a senior. He won't play this week. He tore his ACL and MCL and some cartilage in his knee. And it just breaks your heart for it. But, Wes was there this morning. He went to the doctor Monday. He was there this morning and smiling and encouraging and just doing what Wes does. He's a very special young man. Just a great young man. You hate it for him, but and that's what Wes. Wes and I talked, and he looks at me and says, Coach, there's a reason things happen, and I believe it, and I know God has a plan for my life, and this is part of it, and we're going to roll from here. That's just the type of young man he is, which is amazing.
That's the most mature thing you can possibly hear from a kid that age.
Absolutely.
From anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Way more mature than me. So,
well, you're looking at me with a blonde mohawk, so I don't know, whether to agree with you or not. But
that's right.
Hey, I'm excited for you guys. Weatherford is proud of y'all. This radio station's proud of you. And, man, I hope to get to interview you next week.
We plan on being here.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
Billy Mathis, Mark Zimmer, thank you again for the Kangaroo Coaches Corner, brought to you by Mike's Westside Rental.